Trickshot is a push-your-luck ice hockey game currently on Kickstarter. The components you see here are prototype quality, and in the Kickstarter you'll be able to get miniatures, including painted miniatures. In the game, the puck carrier is always checked, which means they can't move if they are adjacent to another player. In this prototype we have numbered dice, but that's what the dice will look like in the final game. For each action you take, you roll a dice, adding a dice for each subsequent action. Here, I tried to pass, I rolled a fail, so I turned around my subs bench to get a re-roll. Now I've succeeded, so the puck can move across to my other player. This player is not checked, so he's free to move. To make this move, I need to roll 2 dice this time, as this is the second action on my go. I can keep taking actions until I choose to stop and do a line change, or I fail and have run out of re-rolls or don't want to use any more. So here I'm taking a 3rd action, 4th action, and so on and so on. The more actions you take, the more likely you are to fail. When you're ready to end your go, if you haven't failed, you flip it over and refresh all your subs bench and change your lineup unique power card. There are various consequences to failing an action. So because I failed here and also rolled a 4, my opponent gets to make a reaction. But because of the 2 and 3, the puck will also go further than my intended victim, I was going to say. Let's keep it as that. But because of the 4, the opponent gets to react and place their person 1 step across. Trickshot is a fun, quick game, and the person who scores the most goals is the winner. Trickshot then is a super fun push-your-luck game of ice hockey, a sport which I don't know a lot about. Coming from Wolff Designa, I always had the A on the Wolf instead of the design. Coming from Wolff Designa, it is the 3rd game they have released, and it is the most accessible and lightest in terms of gameplay, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Their first 2 games were highly accomplished, and Trickshot shows every sign of being the same way. It's already funded on Kickstarter, and you can get it with minis rather than the standees. At present time, there is no option for the standees. You can get it with minis that are painted or just grey if you'd like to paint them yourself. The gameplay is really clever. That simple action of adding a dice every time you want to take a further action and push your luck just really works and translates to the sport of ice hockey just really surprisingly well. You are constantly battling between feeling like you haven't quite done enough and always wanting to do one thing more. The checking works really well to stop really easy goals, and most games have been fairly tight that I've played. The game is quite flexible. If you just want to play one length of 12 rounds, you can play 2 halves, you could play 4 quarters, you can go either way. At the moment, all the skaters, depending on their position, all have the same stats. So all the wingers, if there is a winger in ice hockey, have the same stats. All the defensive players have the same stats. I'd really like to see that go a bit more asymmetrical with unique players. However, I'm not sure whether it work with the balance of the game. So that's just something where I'm going to trust the designers. I'm sure it's something they've experimented with. The rules all make sense. The offside is the one that you'll have to remember, particularly if you're used to football or soccer, because it's just something you have to remember to move the defensive players out. But again, it makes the game a bit more open, tempts you into taking those long range slap shots, which you have to add extra dice for depending on how far back you are. It's clever. I really like the system of changing your unique power when you reset your substitute bench. That too works really well. So all in all, Trickshot is a super fun game, a game that is easy for families to play. I can play it with my kid, no problem, but also that gamers enjoy as well, from a company with a proven track record at bringing out more complex games. So I have really high hopes for this one. I think if you like ice hockey, if you like dice games, if you like push your luck, you should definitely check out Trickshot. trick shot. Even if you don't like ice hockey, it's worth a look because it just works so well. In the actual Kickstarter campaign, you'll see the upgraded dice, which look great. You'll see the minis, you'll see that they do include score counters, and there is potential for you to influence the stretch goals through votes on Wolff Designa's Facebook page. All in all, I think this is an excellent Kickstarter package and one that I myself will be backing because I love this company. Thanks very much for watching Board Deck and Dice. We will see you next time.